There's Ashwin on one side, there's Virat Kohli on the other. There is a team that has lost 3 of their last 4 and a team that has won 3 out of their last 4. And it's not what you think it is. RCB is the one who won 3 of their last 4 and Punjab have lost 3 of their last 4. They're playing in Bangalore. It's going to be an interesting encounter. I don't know if you can call favourites on this, prima facie, right up front.
Homecoming of Gale to Bangalore, where he's batted so well so many times. So we're interesting to see how he goes.
Yeah, they'll drop him.
Leave him out.
Punjab just does something like that, right? Where you just... The funny thing is, I'm saying it to be outrageous and perhaps funny, but with Punjab, you never know. It just they throw that.
Yeah, they've changed their side depending on the surface and looking at the opposition, and I think they have a system out there they're working with, and Ashwin's pretty happy doing that. That's the kind of person he is. He likes to push the envelope. I think that's the line that I picked from him. He always has done that when it's playing, whether he's bowling. So he's always trying things, and at times it works, at times it doesn't work, but it'll be interesting to see because this is a matchup.
But by the way, it's not even a homecoming just for Gale. There's a homecoming for almost 5 or 6 players in Kings of Punjab.
That's what
they've been with RCB or they're Karnataka players.
So Sarfraz, KL Rahul,
Gale, Karun Nair, Mayank
Agarwal. So the batting lineup for Kings 11 is actually
is going to be going into the home dressing room. They go to the home dressing room and say, no, sorry.
So the complimentary section of the ground will be full.
It will be full. You won't get any passes tomorrow. Both teams will need equal number of passes.
But the thing about the RCB performance is they actually haven't had a convincing win yet. So the track record shows that they're coming in with 3 wins, but they're not going in 3 wins. They're going in 3 wins. It's like we've just snuck over the line. So they'll be hoping for a really convincing performance. If they get a really convincing performance, they have to win. Otherwise, they haven't got a chance. But if they get a really convincing performance tomorrow, then I think they can actually maybe have a little bit of belief that we might just squeak in and then see what we can do. But if they don't get that convincing one at some stage, I don't think they're going to be able to get over the line.
That's a really good point. They've got the players to do it. They've got the players to do it.
100%.
We'll show you.
And I think Dale Steyn probably holds the key again tomorrow because Chris Gale and KL Rahul are the ones that you really would worry about in the opposition.
You get them up front.
If you get them up, and that's what Dale Steyn's been doing. He's been picking up those wickets. If the ball's coming back into the left-hander, and if you have a chance against Gale, it's right at the top. So, but once he gets going, then there is no stopping him.
Selections. Any changes? Akshdeep Nath. Do you think he's playing tomorrow? He's got his chances.
I don't know about this team at the moment. Pawan Negi, I don't. I mean, the way you use him, I look at a player how they've been using him. So I don't know whether
you think we could see Washington Sundar finally tomorrow coming in?
I don't know about him. I'm saying Akshdeep Nath and Pawan Negi in that side. There are enough players, or you could turn around and play differently. But again, it starts from the top. So I'm not convinced about that. He's done well. Last game he was man of the match actually. He's the one who won you that game with that throw. So not that that's going to change. But once you do that, see where you're going to set Virat. Virat has to open with him. Then AB can't go too far behind. So all the young guys, the Indian guys, if you want to use them, you've got to use them when it's slightly easier. Not easier is probably the wrong word, but when there isn't any pressure, where they can go out there and throw their bats and play freely. But you've been using them in a different phase. So if Moeen Ali works for you, Stoinis doesn't get enough time. I would have loved to see Stoinis and Virat Kohli open, then put in another young man in there at 3, say whoever they feel is right. Then you got Moeen Ali and AB de Villiers, whichever way you want to play. Because on a wicket like that, you don't want to waste those 20-25 balls with somebody who's not going to take you through. Maybe yes, if you're playing on a Turner 140, 160 game, yes, you throw in somebody who's only going to play 15-20 balls and is throwing his bat. But we've seen that in a 200-run chase. How many times have we seen a 200-run chase or 190, what you saw today, without the openers going all the way? Because when the openers come in at over number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, those are the overs where the game probably turns around. If you have a guy who's batting at 30, 40, 50, he can actually make use of them. But if you get in a new guy there, he takes a couple of overs and
slips away.
That's when it slips away.
Good point.
So their bowling's been fabulous, although they've got a lot of stick for that because they haven't been able to defend many scores. But I think the bowling's still been okay. It's the batting that's let them down.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the Punjab 11 as well, and we're giving Sean Pollock the tough job of telling us what will change here.
I don't think they'll change much. I don't think they'll change.
You're taking the easy route out.
No, I am, but it's the. If you look at the reserves on the bench,
I think Mujib is still not fit, perhaps, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
isn't he?
No, Mujib still, I think, still the shoulder issue, so that's still dodgy. So he's probably not coming in there. You get a guy like Karun Nair, and he's just been warming the bench for most of this season.
Well, they might just consider Sam Curran. I think on certain surfaces, I think he's really good with his ability to bowl the cutters and maybe get some shape up front. But on a surface that you can get at Kings 11, I mean at RCB, his pace can almost be very hittable.
Yeah.
He comes on nasty where they can just stand and sort of smack him to all parts if it's not swinging. So that might be something they might tee up, but it'll be interesting to see.
Do you think instead of Sam Curran, if we just pull that up once again, instead of Sam Curran, perhaps they've got an Andrew Tye over there who has...
That's the same thing.
It says it's
Tye works when you're on a big ground and a slow, low wicket. Bowls at the end, those slower ones.
Sorry, Ankit Rajput. Sorry, I was looking at Ankit Rajput. It's been impressive in the few chances that he's got.
Yeah.
Would this surface suit an Ankit Rajput kind of bowler?
I don't think it suits any bowler in that sense.
Fair enough.
If amongst the choices that you have with Ankit Rajput, he could go for plenty as well. But he has a chance of getting you a couple of wickets, and he's done well. So on flat wickets or bouncy wickets, he has played. So that could be one of. He only makes those changes with the bowling mostly.
Yeah.
He hasn't tinkered with the batting a lot. It was only Sarfraz who went out after that game. And Karun Nair came in for one game when somebody was injured.
Yeah.
So he hasn't tinkered much with his batting because he hasn't had to, because Gale's had success this year. KL's been fabulous. So then everything flows from there. So batting hasn't been their trouble in that sense. But bowling is what he's always tinkered with. He's looked at
the same problem that Bhuvi had today, which has only 5 bowlers. So if one of them goes, then you have no recourse or no fallback at all.
And you do, as a team in the IPL, when you come up against a strong batting team, which RCB are supposed to be, you do think to yourself, it'd be nice just to have that 6 bowling option so that if someone starts to disappear, particularly on that ground where it can be flat and the ball flies just the extra few meters, that's what they might think.
4 overs can feel really long, can't they?
Sure. Especially when that first one goes, you still got 3 to go.